Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday to you, Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen. Early Break, full show ahead. Lots to get to. NFL winners and losers will appear today. It got pushed back because of, other breaking news yesterday we had to address.
All right.
Coach got fired.
Are you locked in on that?
Yeah, I'm locked in. The list's made. 5 winners, 5 losers, baby.
That's my
I'm ready to go. Come on.
That was a good reaction. Thank you. All right. Now I got to quit talking so if nobody can hear me. You ever notice I do that? My volume goes up and down.
Yeah, I have to kind of sometimes move your microphone based on how you're speaking that day.
Good morning to you and Gus.
Yes, and the listeners.
Yes,
from all across the world.
All across we have them all across the world, and we appreciate everyone from Midtown Lincoln to Bangladesh
to Guam.
Guam.
I had a guy from Guam DM me the other day saying, "Listen to the show every day from Guam."
Good morning.
How
to
about
you.
that?
Good morning to Officer Dean, my new friend. Tyler Dean. Can I say that? I think I can say that. You
just did.
Yeah.
I'm not dumping it. You just said it. So,
good morning to everybody. We should have a good show because we have a lot to talk about.
We do have a lot to talk about because that's what happens when you fire your coach mid-season.
We would have a lot to talk about anyway.
That's right.
You know what Frosty's doing right now?
Probably sleeping right now. Sleeping in.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
maybe taking the clubs
I'm not going to be insensitive. This isn't an easy thing. I'm not going to be insensitive. We obviously wish him the best. And I think you can get really insensitive, not you, but people in general, me included, about firings. You don't want to overdo it, though, because people get fired from jobs every day, right?
They do.
And
without getting 15 mil on the way out from those jobs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And that does make people a little more callous about these situations.
Yes. You didn't do your job. Here's 15 mil to go away. What kind of job do you
say? You're really callous about it.
Well, I'm just saying in a person's defense who might be upset about the pay that Scott Frost gets, if they don't do their job, they're not getting that kind of money to go away.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting life-changing money to go away.
Yeah. That eases the pain. And there's no doubt that eases.
I wish Scott Frost the best in his next endeavor, whatever he does, coaching.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I always will root for the guy. Just saying that there's people that are probably bitter with the money he's getting on the way out versus what they got if they got fired somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a coaching profession for you in big-time college football.
Mm-hmm. When you're a head coach, you hit the lottery.
You do?
At a major university, you hit the lottery. That's inherent in the conversation. We have other things to talk about.
We do. 402-464-5685. Call or text. As always, you can watch and comment on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Again, this show is sponsored by Gaina Trucking. Check out their current job openings at GainaTrucking.com. Today, Sip, we will hear for the first time as head coach from Mickey Joseph at 11:30.
Yes.
And I'm curious. We'll get to. I just saw some odds yesterday I posted on Twitter, which everyone saw apparently. Let's see where Mickey.
What kind of odds?
You want to know where?
What kind of odds are they? Odds for the Nebraska's next head coach? Is that what we're talking about?
That's right. Yeah. You want to hear the odds right now or not?
That'd be great.
Okay. This is per Bet Online, and I know Vegas Bobcat will get upset. Listen, it's topical for the show. I know we have.
What's the deal with Vegas Bobcat?
He doesn't like us listing one different betting service. It's the one that's out there. It's the one that actually has odds. So I'm going to talk. It's a show topic. So forgive me, Vegas Bobcat. All right, this is per betonline.ag. Sip here as of yesterday morning were your odds for Nebraska's next full-time head coach. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Leading the way as of yesterday is Matt Campbell at 4-1 odds. Do you agree with that as the best right now odds.
Yes, I do. I agree with him as the odds-on favorite.
Okay. Number 2, Mickey Joseph at 9-2 odds.
I think those odds are too low. I think that he is a long shot, but in the hunt.
Okay. Third at 5-1, Kentucky's Mark Stoops.
Yeah,
per betonline.ag.
Longer shot
You
shot
disagree
than
with
5-1.
Okay.
Yeah,
Bill O'Brien 7-1.
I like that.
Okay. Dave Clausen of Wake Forest at 9-1.
Dave Clausen, interesting name you don't hear all the time.
Jim Leonard at Wisconsin, defensive coordinator, also 9-1.
I just don't think he's too young.
Okay. Lance Leipold, our friend from Kansas, at 10-1.
Love to see him. I love to see him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vegas Bobcat just did text. I can't wait to call management.
Well, we've fielded the calls.
Lance, I'm glad to see Lance at 10-1.
Yeah. Next up, we'll get to more at 7 a.m. on this one. But Urban Meyer, middle of the pack here, 11-1. Now working with the big noon on Fox.
Yes. The next one's interesting.
Deion Sanders, primetime, SIP, 12-1.
Okay. Next one's really interesting.
PJ Fleck, also 12-1 odds.
I've pondered PJ Fleck and don't think that would be a good idea.
Anyway, do you care to go into that one at all?
Oh, we will.
Okay. 4 more to go. Luke Fickell, 14-1 from Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Smith from Oregon State at 20-1. I don't think fans would like to see a second Oregon State coach. I think he is a good coach, though.
Good to see him on there, yes.
Matt Rule, way down there at 20-1.
I think Rule would be good.
And then for some reason, Ndamukong Suh is at 25-1.
They put Sue on there and threatened the credibility of the whole enterprise.
They did. Now, he did say he was ready to be a coach the other day, but I think that was something you shouldn't consider for the head coach position at Nebraska. But I'm with you.
Glad to see, again, Bill O'Brien. I mean, you can tell in this early, very infant stages of this process, and it is the infant stages. It's September 13th. This hire is not going to get made for probably, you're looking at Thanksgiving around that time or after, right? Right?
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
It should be after the Black Friday.
So this is the very infant stages, and my opinions will evolve. The conversation will evolve. I imagine maybe your opinions will evolve, but right now, the person I'm most interested in is probably O'Brien, and then Leipold, and then Campbell because there's a lot of steam. I mean, there's a lot of people reporting that there's interest on both sides already. I'm sure Campbell just loves that.
I'm sure he does.
In the middle of
wonderful distraction.
In the middle of the season, the Bobcat is turning to another station now. Okay.
I do. I listened. I knew he'd chime in.
Yeah, the Vegas Bobcat is.
We fielded the calls from Vegas.
It's turning to another station. Now,
it's
Mickey,
Sports Talk Radio, Vegas Bobcat. I'm sorry, man.
Yeah,
we talk about odds all the time.
Right.
It happens.
Mickey Joseph at 9-2 odds strikes me as high. And what I wrote today is I do hope Mickey gets a fair shot. He's a long shot in this. In fact, I should read what Trev Albert said. Trev was asked, Jacob, does Mickey Joseph have a chance, a legitimate chance? Essentially, this is paraphrasing the question. Does Mickey Joseph have a legitimate chance to become Nebraska's next full-time head coach? And this is what Trev Albert said, quote, I met with Mickey and told him we were going to do a national search. We'll continue to do a national search and see how the season unfolds. But I think we have an opportunity to hire an outstanding coach who can lead our program. I'd love to see Mickey grow into that, and we'll just see where it goes. Trev
That's
handled
not
that.
Saying no.
No, Trev handled that in a very diplomatic way. And no, he definitely didn't rule out Mickey. I mean, he couldn't rule out Mickey.
No, he can't. And again, as people say, if he somehow gets this team to a bowl game or gets to 7 wins, so he gets 6 wins himself, go 6-3. Maybe you beat Iowa or Wisconsin and the losing skids of those teams, or Minnesota and your 3-game skid to Minnesota. I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that are jumping on that bandwagon. Again, these are all big ifs, hypotheticals, but
you're right though.
For a team that right now just doesn't look right. I mean, the offense looks fine so far, not great at times, but pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
If Mickey can somehow devise something this season to help Eric Shenander out, or to tell Eric Shenander what to do, or somebody else if Eric's not here anymore, eventually to fix that defense and get this team to a bowl game with two of their easy wins already gone in losses to Northwestern and Georgia Southern, then he deserves a look at this thing.
Yeah.
He does.
You just want to see him get a fair shake, right?
Yeah, I do.
Now,
Absolutely.
Now, remember, and I wrote this, Nebraska's myriad issues on defense have nothing to do with Mickey, Jake. Nothing. He wasn't here to he didn't recruit those guys.
They're not his problem.
And it's only fair to consider his work with that in mind. So we'll see how that goes. Now, we'll also see what he does, if anything, to address that side of the ball. As you know, life changes dramatically when you're in charge. Mickey's life just changed dramatically.
Yes, it did.
I mean, I can't really overstate that. He's in charge of this operation now. This is no
associate head coach. You are the head coach.
Yeah,
the man, the head honcho.
You have the interim tag. Yes, you have the interim tag, but you are in charge for a protracted period. This is not an interim for 2 games. This is an interim for 9 games. He's in charge of a proud, tradition-rich operation. This is a major, major development for Mickey Joseph. And I hope he doesn't think about it too much. I hope he thinks about it as an opportunity and not being overly daunting. I would tell you that it's daunting. I mean, it would be a daunting task for you.
Yeah.
For anybody.
To go from being a receivers coach to associate head coach to the man in charge.
Everything that happens in that program now, you are responsible for every day. That's a lot of people you're managing. I mean, 100 and how many players? 150 players or so, staff. That's a mega change in his life. Now, what's he going to do on that defense? Come on, you can't wave a magic wand, Jake. I mean, what can Mickey Joseph do to fix the defense?
Yeah, I know. That's the big question. But
I don't even know if it's a big question.
But here's the thing, though.
Because I'd say the answer is virtually nothing.
Well, it feels that way. But if somehow the defense starts playing better,
I guess
he's going to have to get some credit.
Maybe he can sprinkle some magic dust, right?
Yeah,
right.
I'll find some of that magic dust.
If the defense starts playing better, yeah, it's Mickey's deal, I guess. What the hell is that supposed to mean?
I don't know.
I mean,
doesn't he get credit for that if they play better?
I guess if it rains, he gets credit
maybe
for
start devising more creative blitz packages.
Yeah, if it rains, he gets more credit for it because he's in charge now. I mean,
he's the rainmaker. He's the rainman.
Yeah, what are you talking about? I mean, he's never coached defense.
I know.
He's not going on that side of the ball.
But maybe he can motivate differently.
Perhaps.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You can't change the personnel. You can't add any players. You can't. I mean,
does he have like a 7-3-1 scheme that he's going to unveil?
All right, Eric. Listen to this one.
But, I mean, come on.
Well,
you're right, though.
Go back to what George Darlington told you in the press box this weekend. Maybe they can actually sell out to stop one thing.
One thing. Yeah, making a numbers game. Yeah, I am being facetious. I'm sorry, Jake.
I mean, there are ways to improve your defense, which are bad. If you just focus on one thing specifically and say, if we're going to sell it to stop the run?
Yeah, George.
Can we really trust our cornerbacks, Tommy Hill, Quentin Newsome, to do their jobs, continue, repetitively and not get beat deep?
Yeah, George's idea was to commit to stopping something. And if that means, when he says making it a numbers game, commit more players to the run game and stop the run game. And then,
isn't
how
that
goes.
what you would do?
Typically, yeah.
In this conference specifically, you stop the run. In your division, you've got one of the worst quarterbacks in the history of college football, Spencer Petras in Iowa. I say that. One of the worst quarterbacks in the history of college football.
He's their starter still.
Is still the starter. He's got like 1 touchdown and 10 picks his last 8 games, something like that.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's exact. I know it's 1 touchdown, 10 picks in his last something game.
I know I was a little rough there, and I was being facetious with you. You're right about something though. Mickey can motivate differently, and that can have an impact. Now, how much of an impact, I don't know, but his voice will be louder than Scott's. It will be probably a little more frank.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing.
Stern, you mean?
A little more, probably.
Frank Stern.
There'll be more charisma attached. Doesn't mean this is better. It's just different. But he's going to sound much different at the podium than Scott. And it's now again, that could be really good. As you know, in any aspect of life, sometimes a different voice at a leadership helm can be very helpful.
Yes, he can.
Just because it's different, maybe for no other reason than it's different.
Yep.
And that
doesn't always make sense, but
right.
but that's what happens.
Right. So that's what, and frankly, that's why that's a lot of the reason Trev made this change. He was thinking about competition. He wasn't thinking about the buyout. He was thinking about competition and the brand and the possibility of it just getting more embarrassing in the next 20 days before the buyout got cut in half. He was thinking, I would say, in a more urgent manner than many of us were. He was at that game. Obviously, he was at the game.
I think he understands that there is a strong chance that if Scott Frost were still, it still could happen, but if Scott Frost for sure was still the head coach, this could really unravel quickly.
Yes, unravel more. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, it's already unraveled, but we talk about all these close games.
Right.
You're not guaranteed close games always.
No.
Right.
So I totally agree with you on that.
And you lose the team's confidence in your ability to help get them over the hump. Well, maybe a different voice can help get you over the hump. I saw this from Corey and Lincoln, by the way. He has different odds out there. You want to see these ones?
Corey?
Yeah.
Our Corey.
I'm not going to list.
Is this the our Corey?
Our Corey.
Okay.
We haven't heard from Corey for a while. Corey, you can't go away during football season. I mean, come on.
Where the hell have you been, Corey?
Corey, I'm just going to go through the 7 in terms of the order.
I'd like to hear it.
Okay, here's the order that I don't know what
I'd love to hear this.
This is what he has for odds. Matt Campbell, first.
Okay.
Second, Luke Fickell.
Interesting.
Third, Mickey Joseph. Fourth, Bill O'Brien.
Okay, I love O'Brien getting this attention.
Fifth, my guy. Who's my guy?
Your guy. Okay, let me think. Your guy, Jake's guy, is your guy, Urban Meyer.
No, well, I do like Urban. Chris Kleiman.
Yes, you do like Chris Kleiman.
like Chris Kleiman. 6 would be Brett Bielema on the list, and 7, the unemployed right now, but Dan Mullen.
Dan Mullen, unemployed.
I don't think that would be very popular. Dan Mullen. I really don't.
Back to PJ Fleck. We said we'd go to Fleck. Jake, the reason I think you'd be playing with fire with PJ Fleck is that I think it would immediately create some division in the fan base. Am I wrong? PJ Fleck. People have very strong people have very strong opinions.
Okay, but what coach out there would not provide division? I don't think Matt Campbell unites the fan base. A lot of people don't believe in Matt Campbell.
Okay.
I have my doubts in Matt Campbell, by the way.
Now can we stop with what you just said? That's very interesting what you just said. Who is the coach that would unify the fan base?
That's a good question.
Or let's say it this way. Which coach could Trev Alberts hire that would create a lot of agreement? Would create mainly agreement in the fan
of all
base.
the names, I think maybe Luke Fickell. Is that the guy?
Yeah, maybe. You don't think Bill O'Brien would do that?
I think there'd be division there.
Not division, but maybe just some. Yeah, I don't like to say division because I don't think Bill O'Brien's polarizing. I think PJ Fleck is polarizing.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
He's polarizing in that in the Minnesota fan base.
The problem you have with Bill O'Brien is the most recent stop he had before Alabama was with the Houston Texans, which he actually had a pretty good tenure there and all said and done. It's just people view him as a failure because of how he ended and how he was a terrible GM with that organization, trading DeAndre Hopkins away for a bag of peanuts, which is embarrassing. But it all comes down to can he still be an effective college head coach? He is tough. He's physical.
Which coach would create widespread agreement among the fan base?
I think of all the guys that we've mentioned, I think that Luke Fickell would be the tops on that.
Okay.
Who would you put second, or would you put someone ahead of that? I don't think Bill O'Brien would be as much unity with the fan base as Luke Fickell.
Well, unfortunately, we've just, I think, identified a major challenge in Trev's job, because we're having a hard time on this show right now
I know.
identifying a coaching candidate that would produce widespread agreement in the fan base.
Well, the problem is this, Sip. The last one that did was just fired because he provided widespread agreement. Like, we've never seen that kind of widespread agreement at Nebraska.
Urban Meyer would not produce widespread agreement, would he?
No. But
here's my issue with. Or are we going to address that?
We'll address Urban. Hold
I
on,
have
Urban.
a major league take on Urban Meyer at 7:00.
Okay, we'll do that.
Okay, it's something that you haven't heard yet. Okay, promo tease 7:00. I will give you my main reservation with Urban Meyer that you haven't heard.
Okay, good. I like that. 7:00.
Widespread agreement in the fan base would be created by. You don't think Campbell would do it?
No, I really don't. I think there'd be a lot of people that support him, but there's still the doubt there on Matt Campbell. When he was supposed to have his best season ever, they went 7-6.
Hold on, there's a name we could. There's a name that would create widespread agreement.
That's actually available. Not a pipe dream. Okay, give it to
Mark Stoops.
Pretty widespread agreement. I'd be all in favor for
available. That's dicey. That I don't know if he's available. I don't know if you could draw. Could you draw him out of the SEC?
Sure. What's Kentucky's ceiling? Again, is it higher than Nebraska's?
I don't know. Come on. Come on, easy there.
I
like your optimism. I like your new Jake in the last few months. It's very interesting.
I'm getting sick of being a pessimist. I want to be optimistic again.
I just asked a very interesting question. Does Kentucky have as high a ceiling as Nebraska? I don't know that
is higher.
Yeah, I don't know that that's an inappropriate question at this point.
Dave Aranda, by the way, didn't make any of the
Why is that?
Either of them.
Why did Aranda? It's
the one that Corey had. Didn't see Dave Aranda. The one I had didn't have Dave Aranda.
Why did Sue make the one you had and not Aranda? Why did Aranda not make it? Aranda should make it. But I don't think you're getting Aranda. I don't think so.
Is there any way now? Before you laugh, we have a lot of calls to get to. By the way, hang on, John, Derek, and Chris. We'll get you in a second.
God, we got to get to these guys.
Is there any chance you could convince Bob Stoops at all?
I mean, I would never say never.
What percentage chance you think you give Bob Stoops to consider coming to Nebraska?
Let's say you put it at 10, but that's 10%. I mean, Bob Stoops would be a dream hire, right?
Oh yeah,
Bob Stoops would be a dream hire.
He's still got energy left. He's been out of the game for a while.
There's only one coach out there right now that we're talking about that you would say is a no doubt difference maker. No doubt difference makers. Who? Urban Meyer.
Yes.
I mean, there's one. Paul Feinbaum said that yesterday. You mind me bringing up his name?
No, I don't.
Paul Feinbaum said that on a show yesterday, that there's only one, there's only one that gets talked about. Stoops doesn't get talked about, but he's a no doubter.
Yes. If you would consider getting back into the game.
No doubter to me means automatic 9 wins within 3 years and then take it from there. Bob Stoops is an automatic 9-win season within 3 years and then go from there.
He's not even that old. Is he what? He's in 60 something?
Probably
now?
60.
I mean, that's plenty of timing.
My guess is
Saban's 70, right? How old is Saban? Nick?
Yeah. I mean, Lance Leipold's 58.
Let me get Bob Stoops' age real quick.
Yeah, I get it.
He's 62.
Oh,
still, he's got plenty of time.
I didn't know he was that much older.
He's got plenty of time.
God, he looks younger than me.
8 years still in the game, if not more.
Anyway, he's a no doubter, but there's not many. Let's get to our calls.
Let's get a couple calls. John has been waiting since the beginning of the show. John, if you're still there, you're on early break. Go ahead.
I'm here. Good morning, guys.
John, thanks for your patience.
Thank you. I'm curious. I'd like your opinion of this. I almost think Scott Frost was set up to fail because he didn't have any incentives or pay for performance. he didn't even get 2 stops against a 21-point dog. And he has this, he's human. You and I, if we had a $15 million looking at us in the face, I don't know how much incentive we would have. So I think he was almost set up to fail, but I would like your opinion.
Okay, I have an opinion.
Thank you, John.
John, I have an opinion. And I think that you're not out of bounds in that. In fact, Jim Rose on a podcast last night addressed that. And I agreed with what Jim Rose had to say, the former voice of the Huskers. And I think you'd agree, Jake. Some people handle that better than others. Humans are, you can't put a blanket over that. John, some people are unaffected by it. You think Nick Saban's affected by how much money he makes? Nick Saban. No, he's going to hunger for a championship, whether he's making $12 million a year, which I think is about what he's making, 11, or $100,000 a year. Or $50,000 a year. He's going to hunger for that championship. It's probably not going to affect his daily preparation at all. I've known coaches that are affected.
Sure. But Nick Saban's been on top of the game for a long time.
And some of that's a maturity issue.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
And not everybody's mature at age 48. Again, humans are different. Some handle that injection of money much differently than others. John Cook probably is competing hard for a championship every year, no matter what he's making. But yeah, John, human nature dictates that some people will get a little comfortable. And you know what else? You know what else makes you comfortable? If the whole damn fan base is saying you got a 7-year runway, boy, that makes you comfortable.
Pretty comfy, isn't it?
Yeah, you got 50. You got time. You got $5 million a year in your pocket and 7 years. Never again should Nebraska offer anybody a 7-year deal and say you got a 7-year runway. But we were that enamored with the idea of hiring Scott Frost that we would give him a 7-year runway.
You know, it was we just said it was widespread agreement. That was
widespread.
The guy we wanted.
Not every, it wasn't universal, but it was 90%.
As close as you can possibly get, I think.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's still a few people pushed back, but most people said, yes, come on, Scott.
Oh, God.
You're ready.
Derek,
you're up next in an early break. Go ahead.
Well, geez. First off, Scott, did I just hear the last caller say Scott Frost had no incentive to win? That's ridiculous. This guy was brought in on a white horse to save the program from the last coach who, actually built a pretty good offense, didn't have the quarterback quite yet.
What?
And now we're hearing excuses about how he was set up to fail. No, he wasn't. Trev Alberts was hired as athletic director, and Trev Alberts is doing his job. We should all be thankful for the fact that we have a calm, masterful hand at the helm right now in Trev Alberts. He will get this right. But this excuse making on behalf of Frost, how he was set up with all these millions of dollars to
John didn't say that. And I don't misrepresent that's not what John said. That's not what John said at all. I got to defend John here. Derek, that's not what he said. He didn't. He said.
What did he say?
You could read into it a little bit that by giving him all that money, that human nature kicked in. But I don't think he was making an excuse for him. That wasn't
okay, well, that's kind of how I heard it. But anyway, let's move on a little bit.
Okay.
Let's wait and let's see what plays out for the rest of the season, because I have an inkling that things may turn around and this team might actually end up bowl eligible. There's a lot left to play for. And sometimes, as you said earlier, when you make a change at the top, leadership change, you get a little spark. And a little spark can go a long way, I think, with this team, because they do have talent on the team. One other thing, Jake, this is mostly for you, but we haven't heard from Kool-Aid Husker Bob in a while, have we?
I'm not sure he's well. I'm not sure that Bob is well.
Okay, just kidding. Hey, anyway, guys, look.
Interesting.
We don't have to embrace the suck anymore. We're going to embrace something else.
Okay.
And I'll take Bob a cue from Husker Kool-Aid Bob. I'll say, If you guys want to get on the bandwagon now's the time to do it. Anyway, great
All right.
show.
Thank you,
Keep
Derek.
up the good topic, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Derek. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Interesting. I'm interested in that optimism. I hear from you and Derek juxtaposed against what I saw from the defense.
Yeah, well, that comes down to hope and a new start, basically.
Okay.
In the middle of the season. So, I mean, how new of a start can you have? It's a new voice.
How much can a new voice and energy
we're going to see on Saturday
enhance a product that is now 123rd nationally in total defense?
It might not do anything, at least for the first week. Then you get a bye week, though.
Mhm.
Then maybe October 1st against Indiana, you
Right.
can start seeing some differences if
Right.
there's a change made in the staff.
Right.
But, so is it fair to make your take on Mickey Joseph this Saturday if they get blown out by Oklahoma? No, because he had inherited this in less than a week.
God, I like that. I mean, I
Right?
do. Yeah. And I am not pouring cold water on the notion of Nebraska somehow salvaging this season and getting to a bowl game. I would love that. It doesn't seem overly realistic to me right now after what I saw Saturday.
Yeah, you've lost again two of your winning, your most winnable games. Georgia Southern and Northwestern, you've lost those two.
Right. I just hesitate to go too far down the road of, okay, they have an interim coach. This thing could turn on a dime. I don't know. I think that's overly optimistic.
It's optimistic, but that's hope. A new voice and
And there's nothing wrong with hope. I'm not
There's
saying it can't happen.
We need hope in this place.
I'm not saying it can't happen because sports, there's a lot of sort of dreamy things that can happen in sports. But I have to, there's some reality that has to enter into this discussion, right?
Yes. No, again, I don't think most people expect this to just turn around this season and become a great year. But there's just the hope you cling to that, hey, I'm a fan. Like, I want to believe this can happen. There's 9 games left. They're probably going to lose this weekend, but then you have a bye week to kind of get together and figure out what do you want to do these final 8 games, Mickey? What can you do with the staff, with the team that you probably can't do for this weekend, but you got 2 weekends to get ready for Indiana after that.
That's a good point.
Then
that's a good point.
That 8 games you can start defining.
And you know what, Jake? Trev Alberts made a great decision to move now because of what you're saying. What would we be talking about right now if he hadn't have made the move? And we didn't call for it. We got to say, it's not like we had any foresight. We didn't. We thought, I'll probably keep Frost till October 1. Then that buyout goes in half and bam, that's it. But that would have been a major cloud. The cloud's lifted. And listen to the guys.
Yep.
They're talking bowl game.
I love it. See?
Chris on the other end.
Yeah, Chris, hang on. We're way late, but we'll get to you at the top of the next segment on early break in the ticket.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Bagels & Joe is in full summer mode. They'll add cold foam to the top of any iced coffee. Plus, they now have a Joe Coffee Club. Get unlimited drip coffee for just $8.95 per month. And don't forget their delicious breakfast burritos and sandwiches. Bagels & Joe, 4 Lincoln locations.
The dog days of summer are here. Is your yard in need of a touch-up as we head into the fall season? August, September, and October are the months for aeration, and Penner Sprinkler and Lawn is the place to call to get the job done right. If you're noticing any issues with your sprinkler system through the hot summer months, they're always a call away, and they're already scheduling installs for sprinkler systems for next year and all other lawn care needs. Call Penner Sprinkler and Lawn today at 402-413-1215.
Hello, everybody. I'm Charlie Stone, and joining me in just a moment is Andy Goodyear, General Manager of Honda of Lincoln. But before I bring Andy on, I need to tell you about something that really got my attention. Just the other day, I saw on television Andy announcing that in the last 50 years, they had sold and serviced close to 100,000 vehicles.
Thanks, Charlie. Yeah, actually, the number would be a lot higher if we add in how many repeat customers we have for service and that come back to buy cars from us over and over and over again.
Now, Andy, tell everybody about your special offer.
Well, as most people know, always trade for vehicles, but now we're offering for people to come in and sell us their cars. We're ready to buy, bring it on in, whether it's a year old or a few years old, and we'll pay them cash that same day. It'll be hassle-free, and we'll do it the Honda of Lincoln way.
Come experience the Honda of Lincoln way of buying cars, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
At Allo, we think you deserve the fiber things in life, like binging your favorite TV shows and movies buffer-free, next level, lag-free gaming, and video calls without frozen faces. So say goodbye to lag and buffering and hello to super fast fiber internet with dedicated 24/7 support for total peace of mind. Plus, no hidden fees, no expiration dates, and no contracts, ever. From dependable service to exceptional support, experience the fiber things with Allo. Go to allofiber.com/fiberthings and switch today.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit ASBMidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Take your tan to the max at Max Tan. Right now, get 10 days for $10. All levels, including sun, spray, and red light. 4 Lincoln locations make it easy to take your tan to the max with no appointment necessary. 10 days, $10. Details online at maxtan.net.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking in Louisville. Right now, our pre-owned sales are off the charts, and we have loaded up the lots full of inventory. We've got a great supply of Sierras, Silverados, Tahoes, Yukons, and crossovers. Plus, we've got a great supply of back-to-school cars just in time for the big day. Don't forget about all of those new 2022 and 2023 units arriving every day as well. So please take that short, money-saving drive down 144th Street or shop online at koppelcars.com. You'll be glad you did.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. Check out sandhills.jobs for more information. Sandhills is looking to fill hundreds of new openings in sales, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Sandhills has a professional culture and is fast-paced with a focus on growth, innovation, and leading-edge technologies. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Apply today at sandhills.jobs.
This
good morning, little brother.
is Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Appreciate all your calls and texts, 402-464-5685. Keep them coming. You can also watch and comment on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter. Before we get into anything, we got to get to Chris.
Yeah, and we should thank John. Thank you. Derek, thank you very much for your call. And Chris,
Chris was patiently waiting through the commercial break. And now, Chris, you're on early break. Go ahead.
Good morning, Steve J.
Chris, that's nice of you to wait.
Oh, no problem. I'm just sitting over here at the shop and passing the time a little bit.
All right, let's pass the time with some meaningful football discussion. How about that?
Okay, Steve, Jake. Now, the rest of the season was interesting. How people think this is going to play out. Right now, especially defensively, it's a mess over there.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a mess. This Saturday with Oklahoma, this is the first time this year that we're going to play a team that we're out with, that the other team's going to have more talent. I think that this to me is going to be the measuring stick this Saturday, where this team's at. Poor Mickey Joseph, he's got he's got to have a lot on his plate, his mind right now, trying to see what's on the other side of the ball there, what's going wrong, but on down the line, you guys, like I said yesterday, the Big Ten West, it doesn't look that strong right now at all. But Steve, now that was me hiding in the back of the classroom when you said yesterday, after a couple of us called in, you said, well, somebody said that Indiana looks like the weakest sister on the schedule. That was me hiding in the back of the classroom that said that. But now listen, I'm going to defend myself on that a little bit. I do think for the rest of the schedule, I think Indiana is probably the team that most likely we should win.
They
and
beat
that
Illinois,
game is here in Lincoln.
Chris, they beat Illinois.
Yeah, but what's Illinois, Steve? Indiana won 2 games last year.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But
you don't have to hide in the back of the
I'm
class.
sure they got to be better. I would think.
Right.
But after that, hey, remember, Steve, Jake, we haven't played a true road game yet.
No, you're right.
They're 1-2.
We have not played a true road game yet.
No.
That's going to be another test.
Yes.
And those 2 road games come after Indiana, I believe. Yeah, and here's another problem. On a Friday night at Rutgers, who in the heck wants to be in New Jersey on a Friday night? And then I believe at Purdue.
Right, it's at Purdue. Yeah, this game's at Purdue, and I'm not particularly optimistic about the defense holding down the Purdue offense. Yeah, but go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
Well, no, and you're right. And Purdue's, I think they're playing a little better defense this year. And,
they are.
And Rutgers looks like I know they haven't played anybody, but it looks like they've got some athletes and can score points. Those 2 games scare me much more than Indiana at home does. And then the rest of the way down the road, wouldn't it be great, Steve, Jake, and this is a pipe dream, but wouldn't it be great to see Mickey Joseph at least win half of these games we got left, go 5-4?
Yes.
And stuff. But 7-2, I would think they would have to consider him.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
7-2
in the conversation as a head coach. And hey, like I said, these next 9 games, except for Michigan, I would say the rest of them we could win. Now, real quick, guys, on your coaching search, now those odds, Jake, were cute to say the least. But over here at the shop with 35 guys here, it's overwhelming here.
Where's that?
This program right now, guys, the last 5, 10, 20 years, no championships. It's on life support right now, and it's kind of unanimous over here. They won. It's a long shot, but they definitely won Urban Meyer.
Whoa! At the
I'm not surprised by that,
Wait a second. Wait a second. I want to make this clear to the listeners, Chris. You work at the Baldwin shop. There's 35 men that work there. Yes. And it's pretty unanimous that they would like Urban Meyer to be the head coach. Ooh.
Steve, as a matter of fact, when that was brought up, the rumor last week, they were willing to pass the hat. And I told them, I said, it better be a pretty big hat and it better be full.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think, and somebody said here, our Twitter bugs here said something about Paul Feinbaum said something about Urban Meyer, Nebraska needs to contact him right away. So, but hey, guys, I do think that's a long shot. But hey, Steve, Jake, great show. We're all listening up there. I'm going to hang up and listen some more.
Thank you very much, Chris, especially for that, for sharing that scenario at the Baldwin shop regarding Urban Meyer. Now, I would say this about Mickey Joseph. If he in these last 9 games takes Nebraska to a 7-2 record, he'll be coaching the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll take himself right out of the Nebraska picture.
Bypass his AC, guys.
Jerry Jones would take note of Nebraska going 7-2 after what happened in the first 3 games.
And you've got 4 games. You win at least 2 of Michigan, Wisconsin, Iowa, Oklahoma in that scenario.
Yeah. Jeez. He'd be.
Listen, if he went 7-2, I think you'd have to hire the guy. There's no question.
I think Jerry Jones would have to hire the guy.
If the NFL didn't come calling first, I think Nebraska would have no choice but to hire
right.
Mickey.
Seriously.
And what a great story that would be.
Yeah.
I mean, to have a turnaround like that.
Yeah.
As people are pointing out on the text line regarding Mickey Joseph and defense, a lot of people are pointing out, don't forget, he's got a brother in the NFL that has been a former head coach of the Broncos.
That's a good point.
And a defensive coordinator with the Bengals, the Dolphins, the Cardinals, the Broncos as well. I mean, he knows defense.
Not a
I
bad
think
point.
Mickey's an offensive guy, but his brother is pretty solid with defense.
I imagine this is going to get pretty interesting today because I bet you Mickey knocks it out of the park.
I think he's going to win the fan base over big time today.
Yeah, I think today will be a good day for the fan base because Mickey will be strong at the podium. And you are right. Nebraska fans are looking for hope. And the fan base, I mean, you think about those stands, I mean, on Saturday and what that crowd hung in there. And it was a full stadium. They're hungry for hope right now. They're not beaten down. Trev made a great call to move now, to move on Scott now. I hate to say that, but it was a good call.
Our good friend from the captain, Terrell Farley, has chimed in on the text.
Terrell,
you might recall that name as a wonderful linebacker for Nebraska.
Yeah, extraordinary playmaker.
He says, Sip, these kids need tough love. Scott was weak. He treated them like babies. Mickey is going to hold them accountable for their actions.
Yeah, Mickey is more than just charismatic. I mean, he's a pretty hardcore motivator. He is all about accountability. I would say that Mickey, I would put the old school tag on Mickey. Do you understand?
I like old school.
Yeah, I know you do.
I cling for old school. I want that.
Yeah, Mickey doesn't play around, and he tells his guys just that, by the way. He told his guys that. He told his receivers in the receivers, I don't mess around. He didn't say it like that. There's another word he used, but that's Mickey. Oh, he'll be good today at that podium.
And the thing we all know about Mickey too, is if this works out, if he somehow gets to this record of 6-3 or 7-2, which would be incredible.
Yeah.
We know Mickey's a great recruiter. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
We know he helped develop Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase's receivers. I mean, the guy
he needs to recruit.
Has a good pedigree.
He needs to recruit guys like A.J. Allen and Anthony Grant.
Yes. And help get offensive linemen too.
Yeah, he needs to recruit the roster.
Yep.
He's going to have if they get going good, he's going to have to recruit the roster. I mean, that's a big element now in college football. You got to recruit your own roster.
Yeah, he does. And I think he needs to convince his team they can still win the West. As Chris said, hey, this West is not hard. This West
we'll get to that.
Seems gettable.
We'll get to that. Are we getting to that? No, we're not getting to that
right
next.
There.
You know what we're getting to next?
NFL winners and losers
beautiful.
are next. A song of the day, an early break in the ticket. Parents, now is the time to get your kids into one of the fastest growing sports in the Midwest, lacrosse. Signups are happening now for the Junior Rampage League fall season. Kids ages 6 to 14 are invited to join, with teams available for both first-time and experienced players. The focus will be on skill development with scrimmages throughout the fall. For more information, head to LincolnLAX.net. Don't miss out on your chance to join the growing lacrosse movement with the Junior Rampage. Register today at LincolnLAX.net. The season starts September 10th.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 14th. It's glow time. See club for details.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
You're getting lots of steps in this fall between going to football and volleyball games. Are your shoes getting worn out? For the rest of September, when you stop by Brown Shoe Fit, you can take an additional 20% off the men's clearance rack sale price. The clearance rack has your favorite brands like Brooks, New Balance, Clarks, and more. Hurry in for the best selection in your size. The sale ends September 30th, so hurry in now for 20% off all shoes on the men's clearance rack at Brown Shoe Fit, just south of 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Need to send a message? Send it with cake. Congratulations? Here's a congratulations chocolate rum cake from Beatrice Bakery. Thank you? Say thank you with an amaretto cake. I'm sorry that I accidentally hit your mailbox with my car as I was backing out of the driveway and then continued right into your prized petunias. You say that with a lemon drop cake. Everybody knows that. Beatrice Bakery in downtown Beatrice or online at beatricebakery.com. Here to help you say whatever it is you need to say. Welcome to our world of yum.
Take your tan to the max at Max Tan. Right now, get 10 days for $10. All levels, including sun, spray, and red light. 4 Lincoln locations make it easy to take your tan to the max with no appointment necessary. 10 days, $10. Details online at maxtan.net.
People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Tractor Supply is looking for full-time team members for their Waverly Distribution Center. Applicants can expect a 3- and 4-day work week schedule with additional overtime days with both day and night shift schedules available. Stand-up forklift and high-reach forklift experience is a plus for open positions, but they're willing to train for those without experience. At Tractor Supply, they work hard, have fun, and make money. Apply today at tractorsupply.jobs. Casey's General Stores is giving away 2 tickets to each Nebraska football home game this season. To enter, just head to any Casey's General Store location in Lincoln during the football season, scan the QR code at the front counter, and fill out the online form. One winner will be chosen at random 2 days before that week's game. So head over to Casey's, stock up on all your tailgating snacks and drinks, and register to win 2 tickets to a Nebraska football game, brought to you by Casey's General Store and 93.7 The Ticket.
What does continuing education mean to you? At Southeast Community College, it means helping you advance. Whether that's a certification to help your current career or learning an entirely new career in healthcare, trades and industry, or computers and technology, SCC can help you take the next step. Financial assistance is available too. Learn more about our continuing ed classes at southeast.edu/continuing education. SCC. Your path to personal and professional development.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, and things are cooking in Louisville. Right now, our pre-owned sales are off the charts, and we have loaded up the lots full of inventory. We've got a great supply of Sierras, Silverados, Tahoes, Yukons, and crossovers. Plus, we've got a great supply of back-to-school cars just in time for the big day. Don't forget about all of those new 2022 and 2023 units arriving every day as well. So please take that short money-saving drive down 140 44th Street or shop online at couplecars.com. You'll be glad you did.
You love to bash his sports takes.
Now, will you feel like an idiot if you're
No,
a big tough?
never feel like an
If
idiot.
you're a big tough guy this morning,
But you really love to voice your displeasure for his music choices.
stumbled on an issue that I did not think would generate this much passion and discussion.
It's time for Jake's questionable song of the day on Early Break on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
She saw the look in his eyes. She knew better. He wanted her tonight. And there was now and never. He made her feel so sad. Jamie's crying. Jamie's crying. Now Jamie wouldn't say all right. She knew he'd forget her.
Once again from 1978. We did this 2 weeks ago, but not this song. Jamie's Crying by Van Halen. 464-568-51 is bad. 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
Just to try to make herself feel better. It said, give me a phone sometime. But she knows what that'll get her. Jamie's crying. Jamie's crying. Now Jamie's been in love before.
Once again, your Song of the Day from 1978, Jamie's Crying by Van Halen. 464-568-51 is bad. 10 is good. Text your rating on the Sauter Heyman Jewelers Song of the Day.
I think that must have been from the album entitled Van Halen.
I cannot confirm that.
1978. More Van Halen, please, by the way.
I like Van Halen. I love
I
Van
mean that Van Halen, not
Van Hagar.
Not Van Hagar. Nothing against Sammy, but it's not the same. David Lee is a unique human being. 8.8 on that song. 8.8. Thank you for Van Halen. And I suggest more Van Halen. Can I have a quick take? And Gus could do this. Sometimes we talk about songs with the best opening, the best start to a rock and roll song. I would say Ain't Talking About Love by Van Halen has one of the best starts a rock and roll song could ever have.
What about Right Now by Van Halen?
No.
Is that Van Hagar, though? That might be Van
No,
Hagar.
that doesn't have nearly.
You know Right Now, though?
I know that song, but it doesn't have no. That's Van Hagar.
Pretty good.
Don't come at me with Van Hagar.
Pretty good.
Don't come at me with Van Hagar.
It's a pretty good opening.
The opening to Ain't Talking About Love.
What about Panama?
No, not in the same. No, it's pretty good. You're right. That's pretty good. All right.
Pretty good.
Gus.
Gus didn't seem overly enthused right away. Then he started. I looked at Gus over there. Gus, I'm going with the flat 7 for you.
When in doubt.
What's your guess, Sip?
Let me think about Gus a little bit. Let me ponder Gus. How could he not like that song? Now, that's a little bit standard for Gus. He gave it a 6.
2.
Oh boy.
Gus.
Yeah, that sounded like nails on a chalkboard to me.
There wasn't even boats involved in that song, Gus.
Okay, please stop with the boats.
You brought that upon yourself. Never stop with the boats thing.
Please
the
stop
boats
with-
thing.
Please stop with the boats thing.
Why?
You brought that upon yourself,
Why does that?
Gus.
Now, Gus, are you just being obstinate?
No, I'm not. I didn't like that song at all, and I'd never find myself listening to that.
Van Halen?
If it wasn't put upon me.
What about you are definitely put upon. Van Halen. What about Van Halen in general?
I don't know Van Halen at all.
Jake, can you handle this?
Your Van Halen's, your Metallica,
Sip
and like your
just
Led
threw
Zeppelin
the
is
glasses
just not.
down.
It's not my. It's
Jake,
not.
can you handle this, please?
He's 19.
Okay. What else?
You did just throw the glasses down.
Well, I just want you to handle this.
It'll be handled.
Okay.
Gus,
I'm not
terrible.
gonna-
grading,
I don't want to do this.
But we'll try again tomorrow.
Well, I just want to move on. Gus, do your homework.
Yeah. Study Van Halen, please.
Gus, I'm going to let Jake handle this one.
Yeah, well, we'll handle it with this. We'll play legal ID, and then we'll put to NFL winners and losers. How about that? We can handle that. They get silver real quick.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, without further ado, Sip, it is time for your favorite segment, and probably my favorite segment of the entire year.
I'm ready. Can I just get ready for this?
Week 1, NFL winners
All right,
and
bam.
losers.
Sorry.
Here we go.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
All right. Well, week 1 is finally over with last night's game. We'll get to that disaster in the losers for sure. I think this week's biggest winner, we're going north to Minnesota. The Vikings just stomped on the Packers from start to finish. Justin Jefferson is still catching passes today. And the game's been over for 2 days now. Vikings beat the Packers 23-7. The defense was dominant. The offense was great. I think Kevin O'Connell, the new coach there, had a great game plan. And if you're a Vikings fan, you feel pretty good about that one.
Nice.
And what they can do with Justin Jefferson.
Where was Rodgers? What was Rodgers' deal?
It looked like crap. I mean, his receivers were dropping passes. Not good. Okay. Number 2, my Miami Dolphins. You want to know why the
why?
Dolphins are number
Why?
2?
Why?
Can you imagine this for 1 second?
Okay, I'll close
Can
my
you
eyes.
imagine being a head coach in your first ever game as a head coach in the National Football League, and your win is over Bill Belichick?
Oh, that's pretty
That's
good.
your first ever
That's pretty
game,
good.
your first ever win?
Yeah.
Hello, Mike McDaniel.
That's pretty good.
20-7. He had a very just incredible call late in the first half. They could have kicked the field goal. It was 4th and 7. They go for it. They get Jalen Waddle. He goes for a touchdown, and here we are, 17-zip. The Pats aren't coming back from that. 20-7, Miami.
Harry Potter. That's who your coach looks like. Harry
He's a nerd.
Potter.
He's a cool nerd. is what
Yes.
he is.
Okay.
Number 3, because of the way this went down, this team is definitely a winner. The New York Giants, Sip, we're down 13-0 at one point. The Titans came back, got to 13-all. Then they were down by 7, get a touchdown late, and go for 2 points. Brian Daboll, his debut as the head coach of the Giants. They convert. The Titans miss a field goal to end the game. Giants, 1-0. Impressive comeback.
Nice.
On the road
Nice.
in Tennessee.
Congratulate Robin Washit later.
We will. He'll be on here in about a half hour, 25 minutes. Next, the Chiefs didn't miss Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins like Tyreek Hill, but the Chiefs didn't need him. They go to the desert. We got Romo and Nance in the call. It's supposed to be a big game. Never close. It was 37-7 at one point. Final score, 44-21. Mahomes, 5 touchdown passes. Not skipping a beat.
Nice.
Mahomes and the Chiefs are just fine. Number 5 in your winners, because it was in the tough division. They held on. The Chargers. LA Chargers. Justin Herbert Company get a big win over the Vegas Raiders. 1-0 in conference play, 1-0 in the division. That's big.
Heard a national commentator saying that Herbert is going to move into the top 5 quarterbacks in the league if he's not there right now.
He's very good. He's very good. Now to the fun part, the losers this week. And there are 2 very, very clear losers. It's hard to even go who's 1 or 2, but I'm going to go this first because it was a disaster on both primetime games. The Dallas Cowboys are the worst, the biggest loser. They looked awful. Dak Prescott hurt his hand. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks with hand surgery. Here comes Cooper Rush to help nothing out. I mean, they are a disaster. The Bucs looked like crap too, and they won 19-3. I mean, the Bucs did not play good football. The Cowboys were just a joke on Sunday Night Football. They're headed for like a 4-win season.
Ooh, that's trouble for the head
Defense
coach.
looked average. I mean, the offense was non-existent. Non-existent. The Cowboys are headed for a very bad year. Mark my words.
Okay.
Playoffs nowhere in the discussion.
Okay.
Number 2, last night, you probably didn't watch this, Sip.
No, I didn't.
Nathaniel Hackett's debut as a head coach in the NFL was very, very poor for the Denver Broncos. Now, he got unlucky a couple times. The Broncos had back-to-back possessions, trailing, I think at this point, 17-13. And they fumbled at the 1-yard line 2 straight possessions back to Seattle. Okay? The problem is this. They then drive down to get a field goal at 17-16, get the ball back against, oh, by the way, Geno Smith, who had a good game as the quarterback for the Seahawks. And just a complete botchery of the timeouts. I mean, they had the ball around midfield, let it go for 30 seconds with 2 timeouts still. Finally call a timeout at 4th and 5. And instead of letting Russell Wilson, your very expensive quarterback, maybe get a little closer for a field goal. They try a 64-yard field goal, which, of course, was not good. Seahawks win 17-16. Horrible debut of decisions by Nathaniel Hackett and the Broncos.
That's rough. Clock management is sort of an art. And, I mean, it's...
Yeah. Oh, well, that was not an art at all.
I feel like it gets overlooked by some coaches.
His art
Strangely.
was a kindergartner's art. Right. 3 more to go, Sip. This one's obvious to me, too. The Texans and Colts are both losers because they ended the game in a tie.
Oh, God.
Can you imagine going to the first week of the season? You're ready to see some football, and you don't even have a result. It's just a tie.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
That's a big
field goal
thud.
missed by, I believe, by Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts, which would have won the game in overtime. And then the Texans just had no time to do anything. So 2020 tie. Boring. Yeah. Lame. 2 more. Baker Mayfield didn't play poorly, but he lost to his former team. Cade York kicks a 58-yard field goal to win the game for the Browns against the Panthers, Baker's new team, 26-24 Browns.
Cade York pumps one in from 58.
And they drafted rookie
Nice.
kicker. Last one, Sip. Evan McPherson, speaking of kickers, and a great kicker last year. The Bengals kicker, remember how good he was in the postseason? He would make everything from 50-plus yards.
Crazy good, yeah.
Well, he made a field goal in this one early, and then he botched the game. The Bengals scored a touchdown to make it 20-all as time expired. And his extra point to win the game got blocked.
Oh, boy.
It got worse.
Oh,
in
boy.
overtime, the Bengals had a short field goal kick to win the game. He hooked it left. The Steelers win the game on a long field goal. This game was almost a tie also. This is a 50-yarder by Chris Boswell to win the game for the Steelers. It would have had 2 opening week ties if that thing misses.
He became a phenomenon in the playoffs last year.
McPherson, though, man, I mean, you can't have your point blocked.
Oh, God.
Like
That's a
LSU did
disaster.
in that game against Florida State. I mean, come on. What are we doing with our kickers here? And there is week 1 of
That was
Jake's
beautiful.
NFL winners.
That was beautiful. So Nathaniel Hackett.
Terrible debut.
Oh, God, that hurts to hear that for him. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, now there's instant pressure, right? Instant pressure.
Yeah, he's got Russell Wilson.
Right.
They looked fine at times, but just also, I mean, the Seahawks aren't good. It's going to be a bad team this year. And you lost to them.
Okay.
When we come back,
Good stuff,
we
Jake.
have not really done a deep dive on Urban Meyer yet. So I think we need to discuss, why is Urban Meyer a good or a bad idea for Nebraska to pursue for the next head coach? Next on Early Break in the Ticket. Parents, now is the time to get your kids into one of the fastest growing sports in the Midwest, lacrosse. Signups are happening now for the Junior Rampage League fall season. Kids ages 6 to 14 are invited to join, with teams available for both first-time and experienced players. The focus will be on skill development with scrimmages throughout the fall. For more information, head to LincolnLAX.net. Don't miss out on your chance to join the growing lacrosse movement with the Junior Rampage. Register today at LincolnLAX.net. The season starts September 10th.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
You've heard of Jay Cutler, right? No, not the former quarterback. I'm talking the Jay Cutler, a 4-time Mr. Olympia winner and one of the top bodybuilders in history. Well, he has his own nutrition brand, and you can buy his own products and tons of other items to help you reach your goals at Goliath Nutrition. Drop by their HQ today to browse their growing family of products at 17th and O in Lincoln, or online at GoliathNutritionStore.com.
If you need to sell equipment and trucks, Ritchie Brothers' new Lincoln Satellite Yard lets you free up space at your property and get local access to all Ritchie Brothers auctions. Drop your equipment off and sell it online at any Ritchie Brothers auction, Iron Planet, or via Marketplace E. The yard is at 8801 US 6 Lincoln. It's secure and makes for easy in-person buyer inspections and pickup. Take advantage of this yard to sell at Ritchie Brothers' Great Plains Regional Auction, September 15th and 16th. For details, visit rbauction.com/Lincoln.
They say one great thing leads to another, and that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, They'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a Ready Next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Seasons change, but your land stays the same. You need the right solutions to keep you moving. That's why you rely on Acres Equipment, your Nebraska-owned premier John Deere dealership. Whether you're harvesting, protecting your crops, feeding the herd, maintaining your lawn, improving your business, or letting off some steam, Acres has what you need to get the job done. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast today, mostly sunny skies are expected, running a little warm this afternoon. We'll see an afternoon high of around 91. Tonight, mostly clear skies expected, staying mild tonight. We'll see a low of around 66. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return. Those winds are going to pick up tomorrow. We'll see a high of around 93. The meteorologist Kyle Cooper for 93.7 The Ticket and ticketfm.com.
Wake up, Lincoln.
Come on, it's 6 o'clock. Rise and shine, rise and shine.
It's time for Early Break with Sip and Jake, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Live from the Koppel Chevrolet GMC studios in the heart of Lincoln, America. Here's 93.7 The Ticket's Jake Sorensen.
Did seem kind of meh.
And Steve Sipple.
Surprisingly good.
This is Early Break with Sip and Jake, sponsored by Gaina Trucking.
Welcome back to Hour 2 on a Tuesday. Steve Sipple, Jake Sorensen, Early Break. Fun show so far. You got the podcast at theticketfm.com. As always, you can call or text the show at 402-464-5685. Watch and comment on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, and Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube as well at 93.7 The Ticket. And you can also note this show is sponsored by Gaina Trucking. We have had people begging us for weeks now on Twitter, text line, saying, can you talk about Urban Meyer?
Okay.
We haven't done it yet. Now, we mentioned him in the first segment as far as him kind of being in the middle of the odds I found yesterday in terms of the Nebraska's next football coach full time. So let's start it off. 464-5685. Why would Urban Meyer not be a good idea for Nebraska to pursue his head coach or be a good idea? Yep. Where do you start with Urban Meyer, Sip?
Here's where I'd start. I'd start with a concern that doesn't get discussed all that much. Now, I would say that Meyer is the most polarizing figure in coaching, wouldn't you?
I would agree right now.
Okay. Now just start the conversation right there. At the very least, he's one of the most polarizing figures, but I would invite you to give me a more polarizing figure in coaching and football coaching than Urban Meyer.
At this moment?
Yes. I don't think there is one. Now, would you want
who's a contender for that?
I don't know.
Like Saban's not polarizing.
Not really.
Dabo Swinney's not polarizing.
No, there's really not anybody.
Lincoln Riley's not even that polarizing.
Not really. Kelly at LSU.
Brian Kelly's kind of, he's probably, he's not the same as Urban Meyer, but he's definitely polarizing.
He's not as polarizing, Brian Kelly, because he hasn't won like Urban Meyer.
Correct.
And he doesn't, and by the way, to be fair to Brian Kelly, he doesn't have near the baggage that Urban Meyer has.
Correct.
Urban Meyer has some extreme baggage. 31 arrests at Florida when he was the head coach. 31 arrests. Maybe you remember Aaron Hernandez.
I do recall Aaron Hernandez.
Maybe you recall what happened to Ohio State with Zach Smith.
I do.
Where Urban brushed aside repeated domestic issues between Zach Smith and his wife. Urban Meyer at Jacksonville was a train wreck.
Yep, he was.
Brian Kelly has none of that. None of that. My concern about Urban Meyer, we're not now. My God. The Urban Meyer is the concern I have about Urban Meyer is that the conversation would be too much about Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
We always say this thing where no man is bigger than the program. I have a feeling Urban Meyer might have the feel of someone who's bigger than Nebraska's program. Is that a concern of yours?
Well, what would he do in that role? Like, what if that's the case? If he's bigger than Nebraska football,
Well, he wouldn't make himself bigger. We would make him bigger.
Okay. So it'd be a fan problem, not an urban problem.
Oh, media, fan, and not just local media. What would the national media do with this?
Well, it'd be a huge story.
Okay, now would it be the kind of story you want, though?
See, Urban Meyer is an interesting story because as Paul Feinbaum said yesterday, and he's right. I mean, that's the one guy in all these lists we talk about that is going to pretty much guarantee you winning.
I don't disagree.
Right? This is a very, very, very beat down and desperate fan base. Their guy they just thought was going to take them to the promised land, the one that we almost all agreed on, just was fired after going 16-31. Your pride is really beat down right now. You are suffering as a Nebraska fan. If you want to have the most sure thing in terms of winning and getting back to respectability, Urban Meyer is that guy. I know what you said. The baggage is there. There's going to be again. He is very polarizing. It's never going to not be polarizing.
I'm not as concerned. I'm not as concerned about the baggage as I am about the way the world would look at the situation. It would be more about Urban Meyer than Nebraska. It would be more about we always talk about the culture of the coach. And you see this in college basketball more than anything. You can't name anybody on Kentucky's roster.
Not right now.
But you can name the head coach.
John Calipari.
You can't name anybody on Houston's roster. But you can name the head coach.
Kelvin Sampson.
Right. You can't name anybody on Notre Dame's roster, but you can name the head coach. Mike Bray.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry. Yeah. Mike Bray.
There's this culture of the coach that doesn't necessarily bother me in college basketball, but it's profound. And in football, it's not as profound because there's football stars and there's guys on each roster you can identify generally. But with Urban, the discussion would be so much about Urban Meyer that I'm not sure that whole discussion about no man is bigger than the program would apply. It feels like he would be bigger than the program, at least at the start.
Well, if he delivers a 10-2 year and Nebraska's back in contention for the Big Ten, who cares?
Okay. All right. I mean, that's I respect your viewpoint.
Everyone out there that says I would never support Nebraska again if they hire Urban Meyer. I just don't believe you. I'm sorry. I don't. Now, if they win games, you're going to forget about all that stuff with Urban Meyer.
How far do you go with that discussion? How far do you go with that? Do you know what I'm saying? Who wouldn't you hire then? I mean, you're making a deal with the devil in a sense, and you don't care.
Oh, I have a little bit of remorse about that. But guess what? Remorse goes out the window when what we go watch the games for is a winning product.
Urban Meyer.
See a good product that wins, and we're proud of the team.
Urban Meyer's 17-year college record, Jake.
Yeah, give it to us.
187-32. That's an 853 winning percentage. That is incredible.
Right.
That is
He's
incredible.
A phenomenal football coach. He wins a ton of games wherever he goes. Bowling Green, Utah, Florida, Ohio State. The man is a winning machine. No, the game has not passed him by. He's still going to be a great coach. For those who say that NIL is not good for Urban, no, he'd be just fine with NIL.
He was 83-9 in 7 seasons with Ohio State.
No, I'm not saying he'd do that here, but I know he'd be very, very, very good here. And guess who strikes fear into the Big Ten West? Urban Meyer would do that if the West even exists in 2 years when USC, UCLA arrive. But guess what? You want to have someone that can make you respectable when those guys come in and it's harder to win the conference with more teams. Urban Meyer's that guy more than anybody else. And I don't know how you can push back on that if you're a fan. Whether you like the guy or not, you cannot disagree with the fact that he is the one, as Paul Feinbaum said, that out of anybody brings you instant credibility as a team. and respectability as a program in terms of what you do on the field.
31 players arrested during this Florida tenure. Ponder that. 31. How many players during Frost's tenure were arrested? I don't know. You can count them on one hand, probably. We don't even know. Frost had a very clean program. 31 players arrested. 31 players arrested. Suspended. Urban Meyer suspended for the first 3 games of Ohio State's. What season was that? When he had the Zach Smith issue, suspended for the first 3 games of the 2018 season. Okay, those are things that you can't just casually brush aside. I don't think. Now at the Baldwin shop, they're doing it. It's fine.
Well, they didn't see the most clean program when Tom Osborne was here.
That's fair,
right? Did you have all the Saints here?
No, that's
playing
fair.
football.
No,
At that
there was
point?
arrests.
There was arrests. There was
major
some
arrests.
bad, some bad stuff that went on. But guess what? You forgave it because they won. They won it. They won 3 titles in 4 years.
It's fair.
And there was bad people in that time, or sketchy situations. You know, we just had this situation and it was fine. You went through it 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and people said, "Whatever, that sucks, but let's keep winning."
But I never
how do you forget that if you're a Nebraska fan?
Osborne didn't have the same polarizing impact that Urban Meyer has, though. He doesn't. He didn't even come close. Tom built the program, but I never got the feeling that the conversation was so much about Osborne that it sort of superseded everything else. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He was recognized as such, and we put him on quite a pedestal, which he deserved. But it wasn't like it wasn't like the Meyer discussion would be. It would be so much about Urban that, like I said, isn't there any concern that you have that he would be bigger than the program, that the culture of the coach would be so overwhelming that would dominate every discussion?
Well, maybe, but if he won football games, I don't care.
Okay,
listen.
Right.
This is a
issue.
place that it cries about how long it's been since you've had a conference championship or even been respectable.
This
right?
feels a little desperate to me.
Well, I just said Nebraska's desperate. They're potentially on the verge of 6 straight missed bowl games. They've had 5 right now. They needed a miracle for Mickey Joseph as an interim to get to a bowl game and not have 6 straight years without a bowl.
I'm not as concerned about the character issue as I am about just how enormous he is compared to the program. And he wouldn't be that way at any program. If he took over at Alabama, it wouldn't be the same. Right.
Okay, so tell me what the problem is here then. Is he going to just forget how to win football games or what?
No, I'm just saying that I think he would dominate the conversation in a way that might be a little bit uncomfortable.
12-1 is not uncomfortable.
Well, you're assuming he's going to win. You're assuming he's going to win.
That's the one guy we point out that
you know what,
everyone universally agrees that he's done it before.
Frankly, I'm assuming that he'd win too. And I would say this. I'm not saying he's going to go 12-1 in season 1. I would say by year 3, he's at 9.
Well, think about this. Well, hang on a second. Let's do a hypothetical here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to credit Scott Frost, in their 3-9 football season, Scott Frost was in every football game. Against the good teams, against the bad teams.
Yeah.
What did Urban Meyer do in his first year at Ohio State? He took a team that was 6-7 the previous year under Luke Fickell, who was replacing Jim Tressel, and they went 12-0 with sanctions. They couldn't even go to the postseason. So you don't think they could just turn that around right away?
Well, I mean,
now I know they have better talent. I'm not denying that, but Scott Frost, give him credit. Against Ohio State, they didn't look overmatched, right? Michigan, great football game. Urban Meyer is a way better coach than Scott Frost is. Way better.
Well, yeah, he's way better than most anybody.
You could use the roster right now and probably make this pretty dang good next year.
He's a way better coach than anybody not named Saban. And who else? He's a way better coach than anybody not named Saban or maybe Dabo.
Dabo's close.
Yeah. I mean, Dabo's record is good.
It is.
Stoops.
I'm not putting Ryan
Stoops
Day
no longer coaching.
Right.
But those, I mean, when you think about coaches that could come in and be automatic difference makers, Feinbaum's right. There's only one that's really available right now, and that's Urban Meyer. I get that. But did Trev effectively rule out Urban Meyer when he was asked what traits he's looking for? And number one on the list that he laid out was, I want people of character.
Well, let me say this.
I'm not saying, by the way, that this is not simple saying Urban Meyer lacks character. He had some. He's
still on TV. He's apparently not. He's a good enough person. They used to have him on TV.
Right.
Still.
I don't like to do
He's
that.
not, like out of football, they're still having on big news.
He made
Respected
mistakes.
there.
That doesn't mean he doesn't have some character. Now that's everybody. Now it's a subjective discussion that you have to determine on your own. Right. That's a subjective discussion that you're not going to get universal agreement on. Obviously, the Baldwin shop is not concerned about that.
They want to win. They want.
I get that.
They want to be respect. They want to have this matter again.
I get it, but
like Nebraska, not just a laughing stock.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only coach that probably guarantees you that at least on the field you're not a laughing stock.
I know. No, he's not. He's not the only.
I said he's the only I can pretty much guarantee.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that.
And when you are so desperate to get back to being relevant, I mean,
are people hammering me for my culture of coach?
A little bit.
Yeah.
One guy says Steve Sipple is literally insane on the text line.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be very clear. I don't think that Trev Alberts will hire Urban Meyer. I don't even know what Urban's interest is in the job. But I am just saying that I would be fine in Nebraska pursuing him.
Okay.
Myself. I would endorse I would endorse the search to go to Urban Meyer.
You know what?
And you can criticize me all you want, say I'm a bad person. I don't care.
No, you know what? I would be okay too. I'm just raising some concerns.
And it's fine. And I'm glad you have concerns. I have concerns also, but I see the pros way more than the cons. Yeah. And that's what you got. When you make any decision in life, big decision, hiring yourself, personal, your own decision. But if you're Trev Alberts, you got to have a pros and cons list. What is bigger with Urban Meyer, the pros or the cons? There's going to be a lot on both lists. Which one outweighs the other? If there's more cons, they don't go after him.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's probably more pros, though.
Okay. But again, let's reiterate something. We have no knowledge that he's a candidate or a potential candidate, or that Urban Meyer would even be interested in this job.
Correct. And I don't think they will end up hiring him. I am just hoping that he is brought up in the process.
What are you hearing from the text line? What are you hearing?
A million things.
What are you hearing?
I don't even know where to start. Okay. I got like 500 texts during this.
Is there anything that grabs your eye? I'm interested in what the people think.
Let's go to this one. Jake in Lincoln had a couple texts. He says the people who don't like an Urban hire would flip real quick when he went 10-2 next year and won the West.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And by the way, it's not regarding TO right now, Osborne. How would he deal with social media back then?
I don't know. Now here's
in terms of the problems that Nebraska had.
Now I'm going to say a pro. I'm going to give you a pro. If Urban Meyer would send through intermediaries to Trev Alberts intermediaries that he's interested in the Nebraska job, here's why you would immediately contact his intermediaries. Because we're heading into this new world where we talk about him winning the Big Ten West. We don't even know how long the Big Ten West is going to be around.
Right. It might be one more year.
You're heading toward a tougher situation to win at a high level, I think, because of the nature of the beast.
Exactly. You're proving my point here.
Yes, right. Now, if I'm Trev Alberts, I have that in mind. You know what I don't have in mind? Winning the West. I just need to get a coach that can win the West. No, because the West is going to go away, and the stakes are going to get bigger, and you better be positioned in a really strong manner because you're dealing with what are we talking about? Mega conference with God only knows how many teams. And you can't be, if it's an 18-team situation, you can't be the 15th best team, the 13th best team. All right?
No,
you see what I'm saying?
No, yes. You just went through two coaches.
Do you understand?
I got it.
This conversation about the West is sort of interesting to me because the West is almost becoming inconsequential pretty quickly, right? Like when we talk about winning the West, he's just got to win the West is going away here pretty soon.
It's I mean, Right. You lost your chance to dominate the West when you could have.
Right.
You sucked in the West.
The
honestly.
West isn't going to be it's going away.
It could be pods. It could be just
Right.
one. I don't know.
Thank
you. Get USC, you get UCLA. You might have Washington. Who knows who's coming in? It's going to get tougher to win.
Tougher to win something meaningful.
Right.
I don't.
Do you want to just be?
What are we going to? Are we going to hang?
Are we forever?
Are we going to be? Excuse me. Are we going to hang a banner for winning your pod?
No, you better not.
Right. I mean, pod champion 2026. Really? Is that what we're going to be doing?
I
just see what I'm saying. Am I crazy?
No, you're not crazy. If you really want to believe that Nebraska can ever be relevant in college football again,
relevant.
Go ahead. They're not relevant right now.
Are you shooting for relevancy? Because that's pretty low.
Beyond relevant.
That's a pretty low target.
Permanently, in the uppers of college football.
How about that it starts at national relevancy?
Fine. If you ever
that can't be
if
your
you
end
ever
goal.
wanted to be in the top 10 ever again,
right?
Try get into the playoff. Urban Meyer's your best chance at that.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You might not like it, but it's the truth.
Nebraska, I hope isn't just shooting for national relevancy. I mean, maybe that's a start.
That's your first. We
That's
talked
a start.
about years ago.
Right.
There's steps to this.
I mean, I would say
Urban
this.
Meyer could go like this. So, boop.
No, I would say this. The minute you hire Urban Meyer, you're nationally relevant.
Boom.
Yeah.
And you're seen as a contender.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what you just had a very nice coach, Mike Riley, didn't work out. You had a native son come back, didn't work out. Like what's next? Why not go big? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Well, why not. You understand why not.
I get why not, but I am sick of having a football program that's just lost in the shuffle. Now, other coaches could maybe Mickey Joseph could still good this time. I'm not trying to discount Mickey Joseph, but Mickey Joseph is not a big name like Urban Meyer.
Well, he doesn't have nearly the track record. Hardly anybody does.
Exactly. You're talking about one of the best coaches in the history of college football.
Polarizing, though.
Yeah. Well, guess what, Sip? One of the best coaches in football might be polarizing, but he's one of the absolute best coaches in the history of the sport.
But with polarizing comes complication, as you know.
Yeah. But good. Bring on the complication. I got a great football coach. I can take that. I'm winning football games.
At what price, Jake? You got to consider that. I mean, it sounds like you would do virtually anything to win. And I don't know if that is the exact mindset that you should be in.
Well, fans are desperate. I'm desperate. I want to cover a winning program.
When you're desperate, you make some questionable decisions, right? Just saying, you got to look at this.
Urban would be questionable, but Urban would win.
I just wonder what the tenor of the fans is. I wonder. I'd love to know what they're thinking. Is it a polarizing topic, or are people all in on it? That's what I'd like to figure out.
Yeah. Robin Wash it next. Early break of the ticket.
Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. It's soul food right here in Lincoln. Ribs, wings, catfish, coleslaw, cornbread, grits. I mean, I'd say it's food like your grandma used to make, but my grandma never made food like that. If you haven't already, you've got to give it a try. Check out their location across from South Point at 27th and Pine Lake, or find their food truck at events all over town, or visit them online at maryellens.com to see the full menu. Mary Ellen's Food for the Soul. Let them fix you a plate.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew live from Tipsy Tina's in the Haymarket as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Brought to you by A1 Automotive, Mullen Motors, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Bauer Underground, Ben Bleicher with Professional Realty Group, and Ritchie Brothers. People first is more than a nice sentiment. At American Senior Benefits, it's the mission. If you're ready for a career where you can truly put your customers' needs ahead of everything else, this is for you. American Senior Benefits is one of the leading senior market insurance product distributors in the country, and they're looking for high-energy applicants with strong communication skills. Enjoy on-the-job training, a fun work environment, and unlimited income potential. Visit asbmidwest.com to learn more. American Senior Benefits.
Get an immediate look back at the game from the people who know it best. It's the Tanner's postgame show and the final word live from Tanner's Bar and Grill at 30th and Yankee Hill. Hear from former players and national champions like Jay Foreman, Rashawn Jackson, and Aaron Davis and see what they saw in that day's game. It's the Tanner's postgame show and the final word. Live and in person, home or away at Tanner's Bar and Grill, brought to you by Bauer Infrastructure. Only here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
They say one great thing leads to another, and that's especially true when you visit a Great Clips salon. When you sit down for a haircut with the skilled and friendly stylist at one of our thousands of convenient Great Clips locations, they'll not only make your hair look great, they'll make you feel great too. And that's something you can't help but share with the world. Download our online check-in app today and opt in to get a ready next text when you're up next. Great Clips. It's going to be great.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at RenewYourAuto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
This,
Well, good morning, little brother.
is Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You know, Nebraska plays Oklahoma this week, but you would not know that right now because we're immersed in coaching talk. Who's going to be the next coach of Nebraska football? Right now, it's Mickey Joseph for 9 games. Maybe you can get that permanent tag. We'll see. But he's got 9 games to build something here. We're joined now by Husker Online's Robin Washington. Good morning, Robin. We just had a discussion last segment about Urban Meyer. Now, Urban Meyer's name that comes up, that's polarizing. Some people love him. A lot of people hate him. Would you be surprised if Trev Alberts even contacted him, Robin, or not?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
Contact is a lot different than, offering him the job. I think that in Nebraska's situation, if you have a coach of that pedigree available, and if reports of there being at least a semblance of mutual interest there, you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you didn't at least say, hey, like what's going on, and see kind of what the response would be and kind of what the terms would be, and just get a feel for it. Urban Meyer's obviously got a lot of baggage to him and a reputation that turns a lot of people off, but on the flip side to it, his football resume speaks for itself. He's done it at multiple spots at the highest level, and one of those guys that if he came to Nebraska, there's very little doubt that they would turn into a winning product very quickly. Now, it's just a matter of, is that enough to overshadow all the other stuff that comes with him in the mind of Trev Alberts and Nebraska's administration?
Does Urban Meyer, is he bigger than the program? That's my concern.
Yeah, he would be one of those types of guys where he would come here, and then all of a sudden everybody's talking about Nebraska because of Urban Meyer. They're not talking about Nebraska because of Nebraska. And now that could change with success on the field.
Yes, it could.
But initially he would be the program. And that's another factor to consider. I mean, Nebraska would be firmly on the national map, but is that why they want to be there?
we live in a strange world now where things are reported that you just don't know where they come from. But a lot of early odds put Matt Campbell of Iowa State as the favorite for the job. Do you think Trev Alberts already has a guy, Matt Campbell, in his sights?
Well, there's been a lot of speculation indicating that. I'm not going to pretend to know what Trev's doing or thinking, but it wouldn't be a shocker either. Matt Campbell's name has been linked to a lot of jobs, including Nebraska before. So I mean, this is no new territory for him. The job he's done at a program like Iowa State, now he hasn't achieved all that much national success, but as far as what Iowa State was before he got there and what he turned them into, he took them to pretty impressive heights. So I mean, there's a lot to like there. There's some questions about what they didn't do during that year where they were a top 10 program preseason, and kind of how they fell apart with a guy like Breece Hall. So I mean, there's questions there about what would he be able to take Nebraska to that next step, but I also think he checks a lot of boxes as far as all the things Trev Alberts was up there talking about with what he's looking for in a new coach.
From Robin Washington, regarding the interim coach, Mickey Joseph, Robin, the inherited team that's 1-2. They have Oklahoma this week, then a bye week, and then, of course, 8 games beyond that. But I'm curious, for him to be considered for the full-time job, what does he have to do? Is it a record? What do you see in terms of him having an actual chance to get this full-time beyond this season?
Yeah, I mean, the team has to be competitive. Now, I don't know if he's got some win-loss benchmark, but I think your eyes will tell you what you need to know on that. Is the team playing hard? Are they playing inspired football? Are they fundamentally sound? Are we seeing the same mistakes that we've been seeing the previous 4 years and 3 games? I mean, I think if there's a dramatic change just in the way Nebraska looks on the field and the manner in which they're playing, then I think that could be just as valuable as inheriting a 1-2 team and all of a sudden flipping it around and then changing the course of the season. So I think there's other ways to have a barometer for what Mickey was able to accomplish during these next 9 games that go beyond wins, but certainly winning and being in position to win at the end of games is going to be a critical component to that.
Robin Washit joins us from huskeronline.com. You're very measured in the way you think and assess things. This is a topic that me and Jake really haven't even talked about, but I'm interested in what you think. There are some people, Robin, that have voiced concern that Nebraska would pay Frost that full buyout, $15 million, and not wait till it was cut in half. People they just think it's fiscally irresponsible. What is your response to that?
Yeah, I mean, you can look at it that way, in the sense that you spent this whole last year renegotiating everything, bringing in all these new hires to give Frost another year, another chance, all to throw away that savings that you worked to get out the window 3 weeks before it was ready to go. So I get the criticisms there, but I can also understand the flip side to that, where maybe Trev felt that in the big picture, $7.5 million or whatever it is was worth avoiding the other consequences of keeping Scott here for 3 weeks.
And there are
you run the risk of
consequences,
the team completely checking out. You got the risk of fan base completely checking out. You got to look at what this weekend is. This is supposed to be a huge day in Nebraska football, where Oklahoma's coming back. They're going to honor all these great players. You got Big Noon Saturday on campus, and for the discussion to just be around a head coach that's walking his way to the gallows, I think that's a really bad look optically. So there was a lot of value in doing what Trev did when he did, as it pertains to just keeping this season alive, keeping some excitement and optimism around for this week in particular. But then also, just being proactive and setting that standard that up 650 yards and losing at home to Georgia Southern is an unacceptable thing at the University of Nebraska.
Regarding this weekend, Rob, I'm curious. I mean, Nebraska's obviously an underdog for a good reason. Oklahoma's a top 10 team. Nebraska's 1-2. Did Nebraska have a better chance to win this game with Scott Frost as head coach, or is Mickey Joseph as interim coach?
That's hard to say.
Yeah.
I mean, keep in mind, Scott Frost's team nearly went down to Norman and beat Oklahoma. So, I mean, like, I don't know if I would go that far, but what I will say is kind of what I was saying earlier is that there's just a renewed energy now with Nebraska, to where coming off that game last Saturday, I don't know if morale within the program, within the fan base, could have been much lower.
Right.
So that's where I kind of side with Trev had to do something, if he cared at all, about this season keeping it from hitting absolute rock bottom.
Good point. That's a real good point, Rob. That's a real good point.
Robin, always good stuff. Thank you for the time. Congrats to your Giants, by the way, and we'll chat with you again next week.
Look, this is the first time we've had a winning record since my daughter was an infant, and she just had her 6th-year birthday. So I'm enjoying every bit of this.
That was a great win. 2-point conversion was clutched by Dable with Barkley. So you deserve congratulations, Robin.
Yeah,
right back at you, beating the Patriots week 1, man. You're walking on water.
Hey, that was our head coach's first ever game, and he beats Bill Belichick. It doesn't get better than that in your first ever game to win.
We take down King Henry and Vrabel. It was great. Hey, let's enjoy the week. Let's have ourselves a week.
Let's
Good
go.
job,
Thank you,
Rob.
Robin. Good
Wow.
stuff. Always good stuff.
Listen to the young fellas. Happy.
We're jacked about our NFL team for the first time in years.
Happy.
Yes.
Well, speaking of happiness.
Yes,
What's my record?
There's someone in this room that's not me that is on an absolute tear right now. A heater. 9-1 since the reset. And shut up, Sipple.
I am Urban Meyer. I am Urban Meyer.
Hello. You are Urban Meyer. The reset comes, and guess what? You got a chance to go to the playoff. How about that?
Yeah.
Today's topic on Shut Up Sipple is NFL running backs. What teams do these guys play for?
Okay, interesting.
You got 32 options here.
Okay.
There are still just 32 teams in the NFL.
Thank you, Jake.
Just making sure you know that.
Yeah.
464-5685. Shut Up Sipple starts right now.
We've all been there. You're listening to the radio, and then that rage starts to grow inside of you. It starts to consume you. It gets to a point where you just want to yell, "Shut up, Sipple!" No, sorry. I'm sorry. Well, here's your chance. It's time to shut up, Sipple. Call now to play. 464-5685. Shut up, Sipple. Brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Can he keep the heater going, or will he slip up finally? 9-1. 9-1, Sip. How do you feel about NFL running backs today?
Not terrible. Not terrible.
Okay.
Dylan on the
how
line.
do you feel about NFL running backs today?
Oh, not too bad.
Okay.
All right, Dylan, thank you for giving it a whirl. We appreciate it.
All right, Dylan, first question goes to you. What NFL team does running back James Robinson play for?
He is a Jacksonville Jaguar, I believe.
Yes,
I would have gotten
he had
that.
a good first 2 touchdowns, I think, his first week against Washington in a loss. 1-0 lead. Sip, you trail. Here's your first question. What NFL team does running back Michael Carter play for?
Mike Carter.
Yes. Michael Carter.
That's got to be the Jets.
Where did that come from? You're locked in.
Yeah.
When you're locked in, you're locked in.
Yes. Jets.
New York Jets.
Jets got to win.
No, they did not. They lost 20. They lost 24-9 to the Ravens.
Oh, they did. Okay.
They did not have anything close to a win. All right, Dylan, for the lead, your last question, tied 1-1. What NFL team does running back Elijah Mitchell play for?
I think he just got hurt, but I believe he's a San Francisco 49er.
Correct on both parts. Got hurt, and yes, he is a 49.
Ouch.
Okay, Sip, you're down 2-1. This is the fourth tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Last question. Ready?
I'm ready.
To force the tiebreaker, what team does running back Alexander Madison play for?
God. This is this is trouble. Has he moved recently?
I cannot tell you what he has done. I would just always tell you to go with your gut.
Well, my gut is seeing the guy that sits here every third. I think it's the Vikings.
Look at him go.
Yes.
He's the backup for the Vikings.
Yes,
He
nice.
gets a lot of carries, though, with
he
Dalvin
does,
Cook.
yeah.
Look at Sip go.
2-2.
Yep.
tie.
And this goes to you.
Okay.
Ready? Ready for this one?
Yeah, I'm ready. I feel a lot of pressure.
All right.
I want to get to 10-1 back.
For the win, Sip, how many players had 100 yards or more in rushing yards in week 1 of the NFL?
How many players
Yes, this week.
had 100 yards
100.
or more rushing?
That's right.
How many games would there have been?
16.
I would say not many. I'm going to say 4.
Okay. Dylan, over, under 4.
I don't hate to guess, but I'm gonna try under less than 4.
Less than
Fewer than 4.
Fewer than 4? He can't be stopped. He can't be stopped. The answer was 6. 6 players. I had to confirm last night. Nobody had 100 yards last night in Seahawks Broncos. Dylan, thanks for calling. We'll get you bagel and coffee, but call in down the road.
Thank you.
Nice try. Urban Meyer gets to 10-1 on the. Look at you. The reset. You are squarely in the playoff conversation. And everyone forgets about
just
everything.
building
right?
a major buffer right now. I mean, it's just a big buffer. A big buffer. Job security.
Yeah, people are
Feel
forgetting
good.
about all your failures of the past because you're winning now. Does that sound familiar?
Management is off my you-know-what. I like that. That feels good.
I can't believe that was a good win today.
Yeah.
You got a backup running back.
You know what's scary? You know what's really scary about this? My first inclination on the overtime guess was 6.
Yeah.
That was my first
So,
inclination.
I'm curious how
I should have nailed that.
How did you feel so good about Madison? How'd you get that one?
I don't know.
Has
I
Schaefer
mean, a
mentioned
lot
him
of
before?
osmosis. No, here's my.
You don't watch NFL?
I've thought about. No, I don't watch it a lot, but I've thought about this in the last couple years. A lot of my NFL knowledge is just osmosis. I mean, I have ESPN on.
You see the ticker?
The ticker. There's listening to you talk.
Yep.
There's listening to other people talk. Like, you know, when I work with Parker.
Oh yeah.
Parker Gabriel's a big NFL guy. He and Baz both. I mean, we have been long road trips on Sundays. You know, I mean, I couldn't help but learn some things, right?
I kind of feel bad for Parker. I mean, he just came from Nebraska where he saw all sorts of issues here in his first game.
I know.
With the Broncos.
Yeah, he's got
it. At USA Today with the Broncos. He's just sees some of the worst clock management I've ever seen.
He's got to deal with
and
that.
Fumbles 2 drives in a row at the 1 yard line.
He's got to deal with that.
It's like, did I just watch enough bad
Football's
football?
like that, though. I mean, you're just sort of football in some ways is just about football. There's a disaster waiting to happen on every play.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There literally
Absolutely.
is. I mean, you're just sort of trying to avoid disaster a lot of the time, right?
Yes. I couldn't say it better.
That's part of the appeal. That's part of the appeal.
Texters
Are freaked out.
They're freaked out with this performance. 10-1. I mean, this was not a game I thought you'd win today, to be honest.
Yeah, I
with
didn't
you.
think I'd win it either, to be honest.
Newt says, preach, Coach Sip.
Yeah, well, we'll see tomorrow. Well, I don't know. I just want to. So tomorrow is Wild Card Wednesday.
That's right.
Yeah.
John says, Sip for head coach. He's a winner. Joe P says, at least someone's winning at Nebraska. Sorry, Scott. Go Sip.
Thank you.
Look at the people. I mean, they're celebrating you today.
Yeah, it's scary.
10-1.
It makes me feel uncomfortable.
You're a top 5 team.
I don't feel all that
they're
comfortable.
putting you in the playoff right now.
Yeah.
They just had the projections. They put Sip playoff.
Yeah.
In the playoff.
I'm telling the kids, don't, let's not go overboard with feeling too good about ourselves right now.
K Fall says you need to check Sip for performance enhancing drugs.
Yeah. Well, I've been doing a lot of push-ups.
Chase B says, ever since Sipple started on this heater, Nebraska's been losing. You got to lose, Sip. Look at this. Impressive.
Look at this.
Well done.
Look at this.
I am proud of you. That is.
I know you're
genuine.
Genuine. Yeah.
Genuine.
I didn't want to be an embarrassment anymore. I didn't. Sometimes it was just embarrassing. I didn't really lock in. I told you in the past, sometimes I treated the game show as kind of a break, just something fun. And I'd kind of turn my brain off.
For 6 years, he's as a turn off time.
Well, you know how it is. It was just a fun thing. We'd have kind of heated discussions or serious discussions, and then we're gonna play the game show. So I'm just gonna kind of take it easy, right? So I just sort of changed my mindset a little bit. All right.
Maybe that's Mickey Joseph's key here for Nebraska to win. Change the mindset. Lock in.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you.
That's 2-0 start to the week. Tomorrow we could already clinch a winning week and be squarely in the playoffs, 11-1. Spillovers next on Early Break on the Ticket.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Gaina Trucking guarantees a 40-hour work week year-round, and their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Look at your car. It's filthy and probably has a few dings and nicks all over it. Don't be that guy. Get it upgraded and repaired at Renew Your Auto. At Renew Your Auto, they offer tons of services: ceramic coating, window tinting, paintless dent repair, washes and details, bed liners, body shop, and more. Where can you go to get services like that all in one place? Schedule your appointment today at renewyourauto.com. See what Renew can do for you.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy, better sleep, blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs, or get down with some dumbbells and strength equipment. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 14th. It's glow time. See Club for details.
Hey guys, Nick Sadert here, and I want to tell you about my friends at Spine and Sports Chiropractic. I experienced a herniated disc in my lower back a few years ago, and thanks to the folks at Spine and Sports, I got back to feeling 100%. At Spine and Sports, they use the active release technique, which involves the soft tissue and can alleviate headaches, shoulder pain, plantar fasciitis, and more. What I like most about the ART method is that your doctor will construct a plan that fits your needs, because the technique is not a cookie-cutter approach. Allow Spine and Sports Chiropractic to help you feel better. Set up your appointment today by giving them a call at 402-261-6841.
There's not many things worse than having plumbing issues at your home or business, but it's even worse if the problem isn't fixed correctly. Select Plumbing gets it right the first time, and they specialize in several things: general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate at 402-560-6197. Plus, they're hiring service plumbers. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Wow. Did you ever save me money on my car?
Yes, that's why our customers keep coming back.
How do you do it, friendly car dealer ?
We simply have low overhead and high trade-in values. The next line's yours.
Oh.
Ready for something better? Mullen Motors is a no-hassle, no-pressure dealership with financing available. Check out the inventory at MikeMullenMotors.com.
No taglines, just quality vehicles. Mullen Motors.
They might win, they might lose, but either way, you have something to say about it. Don't miss the Husker After Party postgame show immediately following every Nebraska football game. Nick Sadert and Jake Bachoven give instant reaction, quotes from the players and coaches, and take all your phone calls with thoughts on the game. It's the Husker After Party postgame show, only on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sponsored by Action Plumbing and Heating, Gary Michaels Quilliers, and Brent Excavate.
Casey's General Stores is giving away 2 tickets to each Nebraska football home game this season. To enter, just head to any Casey's General Store location in Lincoln during the football season, scan the QR code at the front counter, and fill out the online form. One winner will be chosen at random 2 days before that week's game. So head over to Casey's, stock up on all your tailgating snacks and drinks, and register to win 2 tickets to a Nebraska football game, brought to you by Casey's General Store and 93.7 The Ticket.
Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends. That's the greatest compliment we can receive. If you've been in an accident, we'll get you back in your vehicle as quickly as possible. Our technicians care about you and your family and repair your vehicle to factory standards. We handle your claim from start to finish and provide a free loaner car. Stop by for a free estimate. Eustace Body Shop, just south of 88th and Highway 2.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again and they're hiring for production operators at $22.58 per hour. And other select jobs is starting at $24.28 per hour, with wages growing up to $30.30 per hour. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates. To learn more or to apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This
Well, good morning, little brother.
is Early Break with Sip and Jay, brought to you by Gaina Trucking. Weekday mornings from 6 to 8 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We got Chris Raff here for the spillover, and Raff is in a tough spot today. You may have heard he was doing a pregame show last night for the Broncos Seahawks team here on the Ticket from 6 to 7. And his beloved Broncos had some just horrendous decision-making with time management at the end, clock management, and they lose 17-16 to Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks. Raff, how you doing today, man? Are you okay?
He's not doing that good.
I am.
I asked him.
I'm hanging in there. I just feel right now my football teams are just going through some rough times right now. Some rough times, but we will survive.
Okay, Gloria Gaynor.
We will survive.
All right, Nathaniel Hackett,
head coach, first game of the Broncos.
Clock management issues. What was your reaction as you're watching? What is Raff saying to his TV?
All right, so I'm sitting there.
Okay.
Broncos have 4th and 5. I think there was still 40-some seconds left on the clock. And I'm thinking, all right, Denver's going to call timeout. Peyton Manning saying the same thing on the Manning cast.
Oh, boy.
Denver's going to call timeout.
Okay, and what?
And they're going to go to the sidelines, and they're going to discuss a play.
Okay.
We've just paid $300 million to Russell Wilson to be
right.
We've given him the keys to the franchise.
4th and 5 at the what?
It was a 64-yard field goal, so it would have been on the 46 of
Seattle.
About
Seattle.
that, yeah.
So you're thinking to yourself, all right, we're going to run a play. We have the franchise. We brought this quarterback in here because he's the difference maker. And then all of a sudden you see, well, then they don't call timeout. Then they finally call timeout with 20 seconds left. And then they come back from commercial and you see McManus on the field, which
the kicker, Brandon McManus.
I'm okay with McManus kicking
leg.
64-yard field goals at the end of the first half. But end of the game, 64-yard field goal. And there's some statistics there too. He's 1 for 8 career from kicks over 60 yards.
Okay.
It's hard to make those
From
kicks.
50 to 59, he's a machine.
Oh, interesting.
But
okay, that's
over
interesting.
60, 1 for 8. However, last year, NFL teams that went for it on 4th and 5. What do you think the percentage was?
Okay, let's guess this.
Okay.
4th and 5, I'll say 33.
All right, 33%,
41%.
49%.
Almost 50%.
Almost 50%.
So I'm thinking to
On
myself,
4th and 5s.
4th and 5s.
Wow, that's good stat,
49%.
Raph.
Thank you, Raph.
So I'm thinking to myself,
4th and 5, 50% chance.
Just about that.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, we got Russell Wilson, so that kicks up to what, 64%?
Okay, whatever. Yeah, it kicks it above 50.
Yeah,
You took the ball out of Russ's hands in his visit back to where he played for so
Those
long.
are good stats, Raph.
Yeah, I know.
God bless you.
I was just so yeah, I was mesmerized, and then he kicked one, but Pete Carroll iced him on the first one, and he missed it to the left, but he had plenty of legs. So then I'm thinking to myself, all right, he can correct it, but then I was thinking he'd probably correct it, and maybe push it to the right, but he missed it again to the left, just barely missed it, but.
Yeah, it was like I think he had the leg for it. It just hooked left at the very
Yeah,
end.
but
still,
there's so much.
do that. Can't
There's so much in that game last night that I was like, you can't fumble the ball twice on the 1 yard line.
Sip, it was 2 straight drives. They got to the 1, and Melvin Gordon fumbled, and then Javonte Williams fumbled.
Oh God, at the 1.
Right, those are two good running backs. And they're going
That's
in for
soul
score.
crushing. I feel terrible. I'm not joking, Raph. I feel bad for you. Those are soul crushing fumbles.
Yep, the first one with Melvin Gordon, it was 4th and 1, so he fumbled it, but there was going to be no other option because he wasn't made. So he was reaching out for it, and it came out.
Yeah.
And then the next one with Javonte Williams, that was the right guard.
Yep.
Graham Glasgow got absolutely annihilated. So, but he was in for Wisconsin Whitewaters, Quinn Miners. So
that's right. Miners got hurt.
So he got hurt. So Graham Glasgow came in. Graham Glasgow got blown up, put into Javonte. Javonte goes down, fumbles.
It was a game where it was very clear the Broncos were the better football team because of how they moved the ball. I mean, again, 2 straight drives to the 1 and you fumble. I mean, that's Nebraska versus Iowa State crap in 2010, 09, whatever it was. You're the better team.
433 yards of total offense to 253 yards.
Right.
Of total offense.
And Geno Smith had a great first half as the starting quarterback for the Seahawks. Didn't do much in the second half.
Geno getting kind of up there.
Is he 9th year now?
Yeah. Well, his first year's 2013. So ninth.
Yeah, he's up there. Okay, Raph, hard transition.
All right.
Hard transition. What is your level of interest? What is your level of intrigue for 11:30 today when Mickey Joseph addresses the media and fans for the first time at the podium?
Well, I thought for sure we were going to be talking about the allegations of you doing steroids and becoming the next Nebraska head coach, but
no, we're not.
But all right. I mean, you go 10-1. You start questions are asked.
Yeah. Steroids. Yeah. I mean, and look at me too. I mean, you would really wonder about steroids, right? Go ahead, Raph.
I'm really interested just to hear what Mickey has to say. I think he's just going to be very direct, very to the point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's going to be much wishy-washiness with Mickey. I
don't either.
He's going to be very clear and
you know him.
Yep, and what he wants.
Yeah, he's not wishy-washy. I described him to Jake as old school.
Yep.
Would you say that?
Definitely. The way he coaches is old school. He commands a lot out of it. He commands a lot out of his players, but the players know that he's doing it in love.
Yeah,
like back in the day, you'd have those coaches that would just
hammer you.
Oh, completely. But
Charlie McBride.
But you knew.
Hello.
You knew.
He loved it. He loved you though. Yeah.
We were down at Barry's on Friday.
Okay.
Seems forever ago.
Barry's.
Like a coach and
Raph was at Barry's.
So we were at Barry's and I walked in and Mark Trainowitz and Harry Grimminger were sitting there.
Whoa.
We had them on the air. They were just sitting up the top of Barry's.
Whoa.
Raph spotted him out. Come on over.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Legends.
I've known Mark and Harry for it's probably 30 years now or whatever. But I walked over to them. We were just talking and Coach Tenneper was the same way. Like when they were playing for Nebraska, he coached them hard. Like Coach Tenneper coached the line hard. If you ever had an opportunity to be down there when they were down in the North Stadium, I mean, it was nuts. They went after it hard.
As good as Dominic Raiola was, and he's probably the third best center in Nebraska history, would you say? Third best?
Two. I'd have them two probably.
Remington.
Then you got Taylor and
yeah. Anyway, Dominic has told me that he never felt like he was very good because Milt rode him so hard.
Oh yeah.
He didn't ever feel that like he was like
He
that
was a
kind of
stud.
player. Yeah.
He was a stud.
Because and that's what you want, right?
Yep, definitely. But when the careers ended and stuff like that, the guy, when Mark and Harry and all those old offensive linemen returned back to Lincoln, they were over at Coach Tenneper's house, hanging out with him, because they knew how much he loved them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's exactly how Mickey Joseph's going to coach. There was a quote going around yesterday. I don't know if it was a real quote or if it was just an internet quote or whatever, just talking about Mickey Joseph, like, drop the ball, they're going to run a mile. They do this, they're going to run a mile. Just kind of saying, he's going to coach them hard. And
he's like that.
And we're at a point right now, like Trev talking about fundamentals and stuff like that. You got to coach hard. If there's any chance, like Alabama, for instance, nobody coaches harder than Nick Saban. Nobody. Like you have down and watch that spring game, for instance. We watched Nebraska's spring game. I'm sitting there going, holy cow, it's like a flag football game. We're not doing anything. And I'm thinking to myself, this is an opportunity to play in front of a crowd where you can kind of, like in practices, you don't get the speed of a game that you do in practice, but you put people out there, things start to ramp up a little bit. So you watch Nebraska's spring game, kind of slow, probably 75%. There was really no tackling in the first half. Like, man, we wasted a chance here. Even for the field goal kickers, having people in the stands behind you, which you never get in practice. You have that game day atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then ESPN has the Alabama spring game on.
Okay.
And you see it's ramped up. You got Nick Saban yelling and screaming. You got them tackling, going full speed. And they're like, okay, that's a little bit of a difference.
And then still, there are no guarantees. Alabama had 15 penalties on Saturday.
Yeah, good call.
Saban, I get you. He's a taskmaster. He's very rigid in terms of details. No guarantees. 15 penalties. They were sloppy in that opener. They looked like they didn't have a preseason camp.
Yep.
I mean, I'm saying that about Nick Saban.
Yeah, it was bad. 15 penalties.
They were. I mean, that Will Anderson jumped offside twice in the first half. Yep. He's lined up in the neutral zone. I would have been apoplectic.
What are you doing?
Right. What the hell are you doing?
And I'll tell you what, this week of practice down in Tuscaloosa, I guarantee you there was no bed of roses down there.
Ooh.
But that's Nick Saban. He doesn't say, he doesn't stand for that.
Yeah, football. What I was illustrating, Raph, is football it's sort of mesmerizing to me how difficult it can be to get everybody executing.
Yep.
Even Alabama
Yep.
in the opener was startlingly sloppy at times. Anyway, yeah, and go back to your Broncos. Speaking of, no, I'm not saying
sloppy.
sloppy.
We got next week for Broncos. Who's next week's game?
I was doing the one game at a time thing. It's the Houston Texans. So
okay,
we're gonna. I was playing the one game at a time, not looking forward on the schedule, but yeah,
should be okay, right?
They're down in Houston. Well,
Houston pushed the Colts, but they tied.
If Jay's listening right now, Jay told us last week.
Jay Foreman,
Houston is not going to be an easy out for any team, just because they're very gritty and they got that quarterback, Davis Mills, I believe, at quarterback.
They were up 20-3 against the Colts and it blew it, but still
ended up in a tie.
Say the name of that quarterback.
Davis Mills.
Yep, Davis Mills. So yeah, it'll be interesting. But it was another thing that sort of surprised me last night too in the game was Denver just didn't seem like they were as prepared for the crowd noise as what I thought they would be.
Yeah. They had what, 3 delayed games at some point?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know what the hell was going on.
So I was that surprised me, just being that Russell had played there for so long and knowing what he was getting into, because there was a lot of times it would get down the 24-second clock or was it 35-second clock? I don't even know what is in the NFL anymore, but
Jake,
it's 35.
35. And the offensive guard would be looking back at Russell and it'd be with like 4 seons left on the clock. And I'm thinking to myself, well, he's going to get down in his stance. He's probably going to get blown up. And, so there was stuff last night. I was just like, okay, kind of weird, but
first game. It's a little rusty sometimes. The
Let it
Broncos should have won the game. Still, I mean, with all their issues, they still had a chance to win, even with 2 fumbles at the one and poor clock management. So I think they'll be fine.
Just got to let it go.
It's still a good team, Raph.
Yeah. Chin up.
Just get out of the Dolphins' way. That's all I'm asking.
Get out of the Dolphins' way.
Get out of the Dolphins' way.
Raph, thank you for sharing
Thank
your
you, Raph.
thoughts about the Broncos.
You betcha. You
Appreciate
betcha.
it. For Steve Sipple, I am Jake Swords. See you.
Rolls on right here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hey guys, it's Nick Sainert. Join me for 2 football games this week. First, on Thursday, sophomore quarterback Jeter Worthley and the Lincoln East Spartans